Mr. Cervantes is 28 years old. This case represents his first contact with the criminal justice system and his first conviction of any kind. He is employed as a Detroit police officer serving the community.
Hey there, welcome to the Courtroom Files. So we have something from Judge Bryant's court for you today, and unfortunately it's yet another person with a position of power who has apparently been drinking and driving. The other day we brought you one from Judge Milton's court where it was the former county prosecutor who was charged on an OWI and sentenced on that. This is a little bit different. It's a Detroit police officer. This is operating while visibly impaired. It's a slightly lesser charge. In the state of Michigan, it does not require a specific blood alcohol content. It's all based on observable behaviors, and as we gather, there was an accident involved here, and that's how he got arrested and charged and now sentenced. Let us know what you think in the comments. This is something that we've seen twice in 2 days now, where somebody, again, with a position of authority over others has apparently been drinking and driving, and it's not a good thing. But as we also mentioned in the other video, I don't know if this guy is alcoholic or not. It doesn't appear so. It might have just been a mistake. But either way, these people that are in positions of power, they're getting caught doing things they shouldn't be doing. Now, is this just the fact that they're human, or should we hold them to a higher standard? I don't know. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you enjoy the video, please do put a thumbs up on it. Consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. And let's roll the game film.
All right. Then this is case number 244530601, the people of the state of Michigan versus Marcos Alexander Cervantes. The defendant is charged with one count of operating while visibly impaired, and today is the date set for sentencing. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Max Beisel, P77513 on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matthew Forrest, P73168, appearing on behalf of Marcos Cervantes, who's present via Zoom this morning.
Mr. Cervantes, state your full name for me.
Good morning, Your Honor. Marcos Alexander Cervantes.
All right, today is the date set for sentencing. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, today is the date set for sentencing, and I have had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence report with respect to the same. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections on behalf of the people?
No, Your Honor.
Give me 1 second. Why doesn't it? Okay. And on behalf of the defense, any additions, deletions, or corrections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. With respect to sentencing, do the people wish to be heard as to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Forrest, do you wish to be heard?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Cervantes is 28 years old. This case represents his first contact with the criminal justice system and his first conviction of any kind. He is employed as a Detroit police officer serving the community. He understands, and I've, throughout this process, it's been quite evident to me that this has had a big impact on him, and he's committed to making sure that nothing like this happens again. And I know that he wished to address the court regarding this. So I hope that you would take all that into account when imposing sentence, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Cervantes, would you like to address the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may.
I'd just like to take the time and first, I'm really grateful I'm still here today, and really grateful that those people that were also involved in that incident are still here today. I tell you, I've taken a lot of time to reflect on this situation, and I don't want anything like this to ever happen again. This is not, I don't want this one incident to define me as a person and my character. I don't take this situation lightly, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get back on the right path and make sure that an incident like this never happens again. I'm truly grateful that everybody walked away okay. It's my biggest takeaway from this. And at the end of the day, I put their lives in danger, my life's in danger, and I regret that decision every day.
All right, okay, the court is ready to impose sentence. I appreciate those words. Of course, as a law enforcement officer, you are aware of how dangerous that is and was, and, but, you know, I often quote, one of my favorite lawyers who I've never met, just of course know of his work, and then they made a movie about him, but Brian Stevenson, who says we're better than the worst thing we've ever done. And so we make bad choices. I don't consider some of them mistakes. They're bad choices. Now, Mr. Cervantes, I was disappointed when I read your pre-sentence report. I was disappointed that you tested positive for alcohol. I was disappointed in that. Your bond condition was that you were not supposed to be drinking. So in essence, you violated your bond conditions. I am ready to impose sentence. I'm not going to necessarily penalize you for that violation, but also understand that if it appears that your problem is serious, I won't hesitate to send you to sobriety court, which is more intensive, which is gonna start your probation over. At whatever point I would put you in sobriety court, now you have to do 14 months for sobriety court. That's their program. So I was disappointed that you tested positive for alcohol. But I'm going to follow the recommendation of probation at this time and sentence you to probation for 12 months. That will place us with a final review date of January the 2nd, 2026. A midway review date where you would be eligible to be discharged early from probation if you have completed the terms and conditions of the probation would be July. And I'm going to set that for July let's see. I'm going to set it for Tuesday, July the 15th. That review will be at 10 a.m. It will be on Zoom. If you have completed the terms and conditions of the probation that I'm going to set, then you will be eligible to be discharged early from probation. If you have not completed the terms and conditions of the probation at that first review, there's no penalty to that unless I penalize you for something else that, or send you to drug court, but sobriety court. But if you don't complete the terms and conditions, it's a year-long probation. So there won't be any penalty for not finishing early. You just won't get the benefit of that. The conditions of your probation, of course, are as follows. You shall not violate any criminal law of any governmental unit. That means no new cases. You cannot leave the state of Michigan without consent of the court. You must notify probation immediately of any change of your address, phone number, or employment status. And you will pay the following fines, costs, and fees. Oh, and you must report to probation on a monthly basis if I didn't say that. You will pay the mandatory cost of $210, a $400 fine. Counsel, Mr. Beisel, I noticed in the report that probation had not been able to reach anyone with respect to restitution. Are the people requesting any restitution at this time?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to set restitution at 0 and note that if the complaining, the victims reach out, that I'm only going to give 2 months for them to contact someone, because if Mr. Cervantes is trying to get off probation early, it's not fair for me to leave something open. So I'm going to set it at 0 and indicate that a restitution hearing must be requested by, this is January, February. Really, I'm gonna say in 30 days, really. But restitution hearing must be requested, I'm gonna say by February 7th.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right. And then the court is going to impose oversight fees at a rate of $35 per month. That puts us at $420. There will be a $100 pre-sentence investigation and substance abuse evaluation fee. Mr. Cervantes, when you were testing, or when you tested, did you test at the 36th District Court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that where you want to continue to test, or do you want to go to an outside agency?
No, 36th District is fine.
Okay, so then I'm going to add the testing into the fines, costs, and fees. So I'm going to order testing twice a month for the first 3 months. If there's no positive test, then it can be reduced to once a month. If you have positive tests in that time, then I'm going to consider sending you to sobriety court. So the total for the urinalysis is, oops. $90, I think. I may have added that wrong. That doesn't seem right. Oh, because I didn't add after that. 30 plus. Okay, no, so it should be 150. And then if you get discharged early, we will back out any unused tests. Also, the same for the supervision fees. If you get discharged early, then the supervision fees will only be $210. The total fines, costs, and fees for the 12-month probationary period are hold on. I don't like the way they do this new thing. Okay, 150, 210. Right. $1,280. If you plan to get discharged early, then your total is I think $1,025. I think I added that right. All right, then you also shall not use or possess any illegal substance. You cannot use or possess any marijuana without a valid medical marijuana card. You cannot use or possess any opiates without a valid prescription and letter of explanation from the doctor. I'm going to say you cannot use any opiates. I don't know where he works. Like, I don't know his unit. And I said use or possess, but like if he work in drug task force or something, he wouldn't get violated for that. You shall not consume alcohol in any form. You cannot drive without a valid driver's license. You must attend alcohol highway safety education level 1, the victim's impact panel, and watch the consequences video. I'm going to indicate that if you have any positive tests, I'm not going to order outpatient treatment at this time unless the people are requesting it. I was going to order, it is recommended by probation, but I was going to say if he had any more positive tests. Mr. Beisel, what's your pleasure?
I'm sorry, I missed that, Judge.
I said I wasn't going to order the outpatient treatment at this time, but I was going to say if he have another positive test, he must enroll in outpatient treatment, but it's recommended by probation. So I wanted to know what was your pleasure.
I would agree with the court. I think if he can maintain his sobriety without another positive test, he wouldn't need it. And if he
Okay.
tests positive, I have no objection to him then going to outpatient.
All right, so the court will indicate that outpatient treatment if positive. And then, court is gonna order the driver's improvement program and there's a recommendation for 5 days of community service. I'm going to, reduce that community service. 5 days would be equivalent to 40 hours. I'm gonna just reduce it to 20 hours of community service. And if he holds off on the community service and does very well with the other part of his probation and comes to the halfway point complete, then I may waive the community service because he, by the very nature of his job, gives community service. But I want to see how he does if beyond halfway point. Okay. All right, I believe that concludes my order. I am going to, the court will mail a copy of this order to the address that's listed on the pre-sentence report. I won't say even the street. And then the phone number also that's listed on the pre-sentence report. That's where probation will contact you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, do please take a moment to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on the video. We'd really appreciate that. And if you want to keep the fun going, check out the video on the screen right now.